It gets all silent as I wait for a countdown.
You're a countdown.
I'm always a countdown. Actually, Bart's a countdown. We're up. We're up. Hi! Welcome to Destiny and Doom. I'm Lauren, also known as Obo Crazy, your humble DM. And before me, I have, as always, a lovely group of people who are going to play a game about a Dragonborn with a warren of rabbits that worship him. Sadly, that Dragonborn is a little late. We usually have Dante with us, and he is hopefully going to be joining us as soon as possible, but traffic and planes. But we do have the rest of our lovely party here with us. Mika, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself and let us know what was your favorite moment from, oh God, 3 weeks ago?
Oh my goodness. Hi, I'm Mika Burton from Rooster Teeth and Things, and my favorite moment from last week, I remember there being something called a flumph, and it has tentacles.
Yep.
And I ain't enough anime to know where this is going. So that was my favorite moment for last week. 3 weeks ago. Oh my God, 3 weeks ago.
It's been a while, yeah.
Yeah.
It's been a while.
It has been. I've missed you guys. This is fun.
I miss you guys so much.
And we've got this week and next week, and then that's it for the season. So
That's crazy.
yeah, so I only have one more episode to try to kill you. Kraken, how you doing, and what do you like from the last episode?
Oh boy, I'm doing fine. Thanks for asking. I like the Flumph a lot. I think I loved his voice. I hope we hear him speak a lot, and he has many monologues. And
And I like you too.
I was watching. Oh God, just hearing it back. I watched some of the VOD afterwards, and like whenever you're speaking, like my heart's like, oh God, please. I hope that's okay. I hope it's okay on your throat. So
It's fine.
hopefully-
It's fine.
Yeah.
But I appreciate you
Looking forward to more
asking.
of that.
I also, when I got home to my husband, who used to be a nurse, and I said, "Oh, did you watch?" And he said, "I had to turn it off because he couldn't listen to me do that voice." So I don't know. Maybe that voice won't happen quite so much because we apparently lose my husband. But who we still have here is Jack. How are you doing? And what was your favorite moment from a couple weeks ago?
I'm doing great. It's been a nice break. Hope everyone had a good Thanksgiving if you're in America, or a lovely Thursday if you're not. My favorite part was my character when she was so pissed off that you guys were killing bunnies that she just went off to her own room, and Solaris just kind of like moped to herself for a bit, and then the noise was going off and she just got pissed off and just murdered the mushroom. That was fun times.
She did. She had a nice little emotional arc there, but then having the end and where she forgave everybody, and it was beautiful. It was very nice. So to catch up our viewers, because it has been a couple of weeks, our adventurers are deep in the tunnel, or in the kind of the tunnels, but in the bowels of a temple that seems to be in the process of being renovated to a temple to the goddess Bathsheba by a guy who nobody likes and likes to put zombies out with pies to go attack people. And our adventurers have been slowly making their way through this dungeon-type complex, badly constructed by this guy. They've come across a couple of bunnies with horns, and two of them are now mascots, pets, companions.
What are their names? It was
Chrysanthemum
and Bunny Rabbit.
Bunny Rabbit.
There you go. Chrysanthemum and Bunny Rabbit. The two of them, also at this point, I think Pony Boy's charm animals has gone away, and they're still happy to be around him, but there was a while in where he was the god of bunnies. You guys also have picked up, as we've mentioned, a Flumph, who you discovered upside down, unable to get back up again in these tunnels, and mentioned about how he had been teleported there seemingly at random and is just trying to get home. And you helped him out and befriended him, and he warned you that the next level that you were going to had some bad things and maybe some skeletons, and that if he and you could help each other get through that, then he's hoping he can find a way to get out of here and head back home. And so you guys had just headed down the stairs towards the next level of this temple. And before you is the door to the next section. What would you like to do?
Can I consult? Is his name Ralph? I feel like his name was Ralph, but
Jack.
I don't.
The Flumph?
Was it Jack? Yes, it was Jack. Sorry.
Yeah, he told you that you couldn't pronounce his real name, but that the last time he had encountered people like you, that they nicknamed him Jack.
Okay.
Like you.
Well, when you are a large jellyfish-type creature with tentacles, any bipedal being is something else.
Right, that makes sense. So, Jack, do
Yes?
we have to engage in an accord here? Should we shake hands or tentacles, or are we on the same side now? How do I know you're not going to just eat my brain when I look away?
I'm not a zombie, but we can if you want. And one of the
Yes.
many purple tentacles that are just kind of slowly wafting under this bulbous body rises as though to like give you one of those handshakes by somebody who really doesn't know how to hold their hand out, and it just kind of hangs there.
All right, Vance wants to look as confident as possible taking this hand, but also has no idea how to do this in like a correct way.
You go and grip this purplish blue tentacle. It's squishy. You don't grip too hard. You know, I'm assuming you're not trying to break anything.
No, I'm firm handshake, like a confident one, but not like a let me crush your hand.
All right, so you grip hard enough that you feel the give on this creature, and the flump doesn't seem to respond in a negative way, but just continues to hold out its tentacle, and you do a handshake motion with it, and when you let go, it continues to just hold it out and goes, "Is there anything else I'm supposed to do?"
I don't know. Did that do it for you? I mean,
That did it for me.
I don't. Okay, then I think we're good.
Good. And it continues to just pleasantly look at you as it floats there.
So I guess we're gonna go now. Anyone else have any other last things they want to do on this floor? Say goodbye or something?
Bye to the concrete. Goodbye to
Yeah,
the wall.
I don't know. We spent a lot of time here, so might as well,
I mean, if you want to say goodbye to a wall, that is up to you.
My last.
Goodbye, wall.
Goodbye, wall. I also follow. I'm forgetting now. My god is the happy-go-lucky god, right? Or what
Yeah.
exactly?
You're currently worshiping Rao, who is...
Rao.
Yeah, he is currently the one that you are thinking about when you are doing your divine powers. He is, from what you remember from the book that you were looking at, he is the god of peace, reason, and serenity. He's a pretty good guy, seems to go along well with being a nice person and trying to go through life with reason and only resorting to violence as a last measure. So
I am at peace with leaving this floor and entering the next one.
at this
Who are you
point,
talking to?
My holy patron Rao. Don't you remember Rao?
Was Rao in the previous floor?
I guess for like 5 minutes probably when I had the AI con. It's a new thing. I'm all like cool and with it now. It's the new thing I'm doing, Solaris. Like I'm just kind of going with the flow.
at this point, Ponyboy is just like, well, can't we just open the door? And he walks forward and takes the handle of the door to open it up into the next lever. And you hear a little click and a soft poof. And there's this green mist that suddenly kind of passes in front of his face and by the door. And you all kind of very quickly recognize that, ooh, that might have been a trap.
Oh.
And your dragonborn friend continues to stand there holding the doorknob, just staring straight ahead, kind of a glassy look on his face.
Oh shit.
Did you say
This is
hold
why
the
I go
door?
first.
So is there another door that we should go through? Because I feel like this one is trapped.
Should we check on Pony Boy, baby?
Pony boy, are you okay?
He continues to just stand there. He's got the 1,000-yard stare. You could roll a medicine check if you'd like to figure out what might have
Yeah,
happened to
should
him.
we all do that?
If you'd like.
I think
All right.
Solaris is gonna walk up to him and like kind of grab his shoulders while medicine checking.
Sure.
I got a 10.
I got a 16.
I got a 12.
Okay. Freya and Solaris, the two of you are not quite sure. He's obviously stunned in some way. He's not responding to you. He's still breathing. He's still... Every once in a while he's blinking, but it's this really slow blink. It's a little disconcerting, but you're not exactly sure what's going on. Vance, as you look at your Dragonborn friend, and then you look along the side of the wall and you look down and you do notice that, it looks like he stepped on a plate on the floor that was just right there. And right along the wall, you can see a couple of valves that this gas must have come out of. And as you look in his pupils, they are dilated, and his expression is just blank. And you're pretty sure he's been drugged in some way. You don't exactly know what it is, but you're pretty sure it's going to take a while for it to just run its course through his system unless you have some way of flushing it faster.
Yeah, is it would I be able to tell if it's a disease of some kind, or?
Doesn't seem to be a disease. It's
Okay.
you, and that you would know because I think you probably have cure.
Yeah, I can cure diseases.
Yeah, no, this is not a disease. He's kind of been poisoned, but it's more like he's been drugged.
Jack,
Yes.
are you good at you can suck the bad stuff out of brains, right? Maybe can you do that with drugs? Have you ever heard of drugs? You know what that is?
Oh, yes. We are very familiar with them. We try not to do any because they're weird and psychedelic.
And so
I'd be into it, but okay.
the flump,
It's hard to concentrate when you're high.
the flump moves up and kind of moves in front of Ponyboy, which takes some doing because Ponyboy's like 7 or so feet tall. He kind of floats over him and in front. You see his tentacles kind of inspecting the body. He says,
I can't suck out any toxins, but I can try something else.
and he moves to the back of Ponyboy's head, and then you watch as all of the dozens of tentacles under this creature's body suddenly and just wrap around Ponyboy's head. And it's to the point where his head is almost mummified. There's just like the little bit of his snout sticking out the front, and the flump moves so that his big bulbous body is on top of Ponyboy's head, kind of like a hat, and his eyes looking up here. And out of Ponyboy's mouth, you hear, I think I can move him from here. And then Ponyboy, like, very slowly lets go of the door handle and then takes a step back and then falters a little bit and then steps forward. And then you hear out of Ponyboy's mouth again, this is weird. How do you walk on only 2 legs?
Vance turns to the others and says, "Did we just lose Ponyboy forever? What just happened?"
No,
well.
no. He is still here. I'm just encouraging his body to do things.
Can you tell what he is thinking?
At the moment, nothing. He's kind of asleep.
So like normal then. Everything's back to normal. We're good to go.
This is a much better idea than leaving him in that corner over there, which is what I was going to vote for. So, looks
Okay.
like plus
Now can we do a real handshake?
And very, like, you hold out your hand, and there's like this 5-second pause, and then Ponyboy's large dragonborn claw very slowly reaches out to you, and you hear through his mouth again as Jack speaks and says, "There is a weird delay. Sorry."
Okay. And he goes in and shakes as hard as he can.
All right. There's no grip from Ponyboy. This Dragonborn, yeah, he's a bard, but he's a strong physical presence. And you grab his hand, and there's, like, you feel the arm kind of half trying to come with you, but there's no grip to the fingers. There's no feedback or anything. And when you let go, there's a moment, and then the hand comes down.
Got low bandwidth.
Yeah.
The latency is super bad on Ponyboy.
All right, how about this time Vance goes first and we continue forward.
Okay, if I do get frozen like him, do you have enough tentacles for both of us to be piloted, or am I just kind of out of luck?
I could hold you.
Okay.
I think
Good
you
enough.
might just be out of luck, so you might want to be careful. Maybe
Okay.
check for more of that trap.
All right. Let's move out, gang. And we start down to the hallway, I guess. No, I start looking for traps. And then I go down the hallway.
I was gonna say, all right, yeah, go
Just
ahead.
immediately ignore them.
So you guys have come down these switchback stairs, and you're standing in the landing right before a doorway. It's been the same thing over and over and over again. You know, at least if history is correct, you'll go through this doorway, and there'll be another floor that you're familiar with. You know where Ponyboy had stepped that caused the depression, the trap to activate. And you do notice as Jack the Flumph manages to pull Ponyboy's body back and Jaeger him out of the way, that the depression on the floor stays down, so it doesn't come back up. But go ahead and roll me an investigation check as you check the door for perhaps other traps.
Oh, that's pretty good. I got a 17.
I got a 14.
Nice.
Are we all checking?
If you would like.
Oh, I got nothing. I got less than that. I rolled a 2 and then plus whatever it is, so very low.
Yikes.
So Lara sees the depressed thing, the depressed portion of the floor, and you're like, "Yep, we're good to go." The rest of you check around the door, check the handle. It doesn't seem like there's any other traps on this door, and the door seems to be unlocked. So it looks like Ponyboy was just super lucky or super unlucky and got the one.
Okay. Well then, let's continue onwards and downwards, gang. And waiting for anyone else to make a
After you.
Okay. I was looking for a cheer or something. I don't know. But this is like a big deal, right? We're like dungeon diving. The end of the world thing's coming.
I mean, not
Let
everything
us
has
do
to be
it.
celebration.
There we go. That's the emotion I'm looking for. Good work,
All right.
Solaris.
Ponyboy, very slowly, his hands raise up as Jack says, "Yay."
Good enough. Let's go. And Vance leads the way down the steps or down the hallway.
All right.
Also, we have the torch lit. I guess is someone holding a torch so I can have more light?
You've got the one torch. I know Ponyboy is
Maybe
carrying a
Celeste will
bunny, so he's still got the bunny in his hands. The other bunny is in Freya's hood. You've got the torch, unless you want to.
I thought Freya has night vision. Does she?
I do have night vision, but I also have a bunny.
Yes. Night vision is
Counteracts them.
rendered obsolete. Yes. You're holding it in front of your face.
I can't see.
I'm too busy with a bunny. Yeah,
I can't see through the bunny.
yeah, she's got dark vision, but I think she is the only one. So the rest of you do need that torch because at the moment, at least in this stairwell, there is no other source of light. Would you like to open the door?
Yes.
All right, you open the door, and you do see that this floor does have those little sconces on the walls with little bits of light. The torch helps. It was incredibly dim in here. Basically, there's enough light on this floor to see vague outlines of stuff. And it is, once again, the same layout that you guys are familiar with. The long hallway, the doorways, 2 of them on your left, 2 of them on your right, and then at the end of the hallway, there seems to be another larger open area with another door. The right side of this hallway, like some of the floors that you've already come from, it seems like there was some sort of disaster that befell a bunch of different floors. The whole right side is once again all caved in and there's mud everywhere. There's no mushrooms or anything, but the whole right side is just destroyed. And the left side, there's the 2 doorways, but you can also see through them. There's no doors here. And it looks like this whole section just hasn't been cleaned up like Piodar was trying to. And further down the hallway, you can see the larger entranceway and another door at the end. But it seems to be dimly lit, and would you like to head on in?
Sure.
Yeah.
Vance, are you leading the way?
Yes.
Hey, roll me a dexterity saving throw.
You okay? That is a 7.
Excellent. You take a step and stride into the room, and your foot goes whoop, and you tumble up and land on on what everybody else appears to be the ceiling. And everybody kind of does one of those and looks on in. You take 3 points of bludgeoning damage and land prone.
Are you okay, Vance?
Never better. I have a new height advantage. I had a better joke, but I can't.
It's okay.
Best I could do. I'm up here now. Anyway.
Can I do a magic check or that Arcana check or something?
Yeah.
What's going on?
Absolutely. I'd love an Arcana check.
Perception.
Ooh,
If
I
you-
got a 19 plus 1, so I got a 20.
20. And then, yeah, if you want to, Solaris, if you want to do a perception check, I'll take one from you.
All right.
We'll see what the two of you see together as you peer into this hallway.
That's a 19 total.
Nice. So the two of you, you don't step on in because, whoops, Vance, but you notice different things. Freya, as you attune a little bit to any magic that you can sense in this area, it's suffused with magic. You're not getting a specific, like, oh, ping from there or ping from there, but certainly this floor has, there's an enchantment, like, all over the place. And it's pretty obvious what happened to Vance. Oh, gravity's going to be weird here. And Solaris, now that you look around, having seen Vance go flying, yeah, the place on the right-hand side where the wall had caved in, you do notice that it's caved in a way that if you had taken a look, oh yeah, it caved in this way. It caved in up. And on the left side, through the doors that were open, that don't have any actual doors in them, it's just the archways, you can see that there's more rocks and there's a couple of barrels and you think you can see some paperwork, but they're all on the ceiling. They're all above. And it looks like this whole floor, the gravity might be reversed.
Are the doors upside down, like they're attached to the ceiling and go down, or are their doors normal?
Doors are normal.
Okay.
Doors are on the what would be the floor. It looks like this whole floor was built like normal, and then Freya, you suspect somebody went and made gravity go weird.
Hey, Vance, can you stand up or are you stuck?
Let me try. And I try to stand up.
You stand up, and once you orient yourself, it's a little disconcerting for a moment, but to you, the ceiling feels like the floor. And you stand up and you can look through the doorway that they're looking, and you see his head kind of pop down as though he's hanging from the ceiling. But Vance, as far as you can feel, all of your clothing and your armor lays flat as though it's regular gravity. It's just the gravity is that way instead of that way.
Boo! Ha, just kidding. I'm fine.
You frightened me.
I'm sorry. It was a joke. I was trying to be funny.
That's okay.
Should
Have you seen the Spider-Man movie?
I've seen spiders. Is it like that?
Well, there was a scene where Spider-Man was upside down, and do not worry about it.
Okay, I won't.
You hear Jack piloting Ponyboy behind you say, I have always wanted to see some of those puppet shows. You will have to tell me stories later.
Should we just embrace the weird gravity and make a run for it, or?
Well, why don't one of you that has kind of, quick on their feet, how about you try to hold on to the things at the bottom, or the ceiling, or in your case, the floor. I don't know. I think upside down now. And you try to climb your way across the bottom, and I'll do the top, and then we'll meet halfway through and do a high five or something. I don't know what. Maybe it'll be helpful to have people on both.
I'll go for it. What is on the floor?
You mean the ceiling? Oh.
Well, we'll
No,
call
I
it,
mean the floor.
for safety's sake, we'll call it the floor, the ceilings, and the walls. So Vance is currently on the ceiling. On the floor, it seems to just be a normal stone floor. The ceiling is the same way. It just doesn't seem to be in very good repair. This place looks like it was neglected, and there's nothing loose on the floor. And now that you know what you're looking for, you can see, oh yeah, it's on the ceiling. So there's like a couple of tiny little puddles of water on the ceiling. There's some loose rocks on the ceiling. It's all on the ceiling.
Do the stones of the floor, is it like a solid slate floor, or are there like handholds in the like stonework?
There's no handholds, but go ahead and roll a perception check.
All right. I got a 9.
Okay.
Wait, a 9 plus 1, 10.
10. Oh, that makes all the difference. Actually, it does.
Yes.
It's not a solid slate floor. It is exactly like all of the other floors on all of the other levels that you've been on. It is blocks of stonework. It's got that gray castle-type stone that you've seen everywhere with basic mortaring. Doesn't look like anything out of the ordinary. If you didn't know about this weird gravity thing going on, it'd just be a floor.
But with enough effort, could one possibly grip it and crawl across it?
It'd be difficult, but you can always try.
Can I try it?
Sure.
To
I
try
would,
and get across to the door.
all right. I would love for you to give me a strength check.
All right. Ooh, that is an 8 plus 1.
All right. You kind of get down close to the floor, reach out and grab a couple of the bits of stonework right where the mortaring would be. Grip as hard as you can with your fingertips and then move into the room. You feel the weird gravity shift as your stomach and all, your whole body feels like the gravity just goes whoop. And for a moment you are hanging from what feels like the ceiling. And then you let go and fall to the ceiling, which for now for you is the floor. You take 1 point
try
of
to
bludgeoning damage. Oh, you want to try? Yeah,
I'll try and
Vance,
catch.
go ahead and roll a dexterity check as you try to.
Oh, natural 20. Wide receiver.
Freya, you fall like cliche perfectly into his outstretched arms. He is now gently caught you bridal style. You take no damage.
Oh.
Vance goes, "Well, howdy, stranger." He tries to make it like a.
So Laris's eyes get big. Vance, catch me, and then she just runs in.
Okay.
All right. While still holding Freya, I'm gonna try to catch Solaris too.
Sure. Let me ask, just to make this work. Solaris, are you aiming for him or trying
Yeah.
to?
She runs and kind of like understands now kind of the physics of this room, so she
Yeah.
makes a jump and kind of like tucks in a little bit.
Sure. All right.
Can't
Solaris, roll me a dexterity check, and
Oh God,
Vance, roll me a strength saving throw.
how heavy are turtles?
Quite heavy.
Yeah.
God.
Quite heavy.
So it's
But-
just normal dexterity check. All right.
Yeah, you do a dexterity check.
7.
Oh, that's exciting. And Vance, what was your strength saving throw?
8.
Great.
I win.
Freya, I would like you to roll a dexterity saving throw.
I was about to say.
We're gonna take like
Oh,
20
God, a
damage here.
natural 20. Oh, my God. Oh, thank God. Oh, I'm saved.
Oh, okay. Solaris goes jumping in to essentially a portal to a alternate gravity universe. And Solaris, you understand what's going on, but actually navigating the new gravity is not quite as easy as you thought. And while you meant to jump on in and kind of pirouette in the air and face what would be the new down, your large shell is now just plummeting towards Vance. Vance, you know that you need to let go of Freya and catch your turtle friend, but in a fit of you basically just kind of get yourself under where you think Solaris is going to be and don't do anything else. Freya sees the danger and nopes out of there and does an expert roguish roll, 3-point landing onto the ceiling next to you guys. Perfectly safe. Solaris lands on Vance. Vance, you take 4 points of bludgeoning damage, and the two of you are knocked prone. Solaris's shell firmly on top of Vance's body, kind of legs outstretched, and the two of you are just lying there.
My
I'll save-
hero.
You're
Freya's
welcome.
just standing there trying so hard not to laugh, but it's just so difficult.
You see Ponyboy getting piloted by the Flump, look in, look back out, and then the Dragonborn body grips the side of the open door, and you see him kind of, he does the same vault that Solaris did, but a much gentler one, like around the door, and manages to hold on to the door frame and then like ease himself onto the ceiling. And you hear out of his mouth, "Well, that was weird."
Yeah, in retrospect, that seemed like definitely the easier way to do it, but no.
Are you
least-
okay?
I did lose about a quarter of my hit points if I had hit points, so not a great start to the day, but otherwise
And
it
you're
was fashionable. and
You're
that's
still
what
lying
counts.
there with a giant turtle on your on your chest.
Are you able to get
Solaris
up,
is still very
Solaris, or do I need to lift you?
Could you lift me?
I can try, but I don't know.
Roll me a
No offense.
give me a strength check. I'll even let you use athletics if you'd like.
Okay. All right, so 13.
Okay. It's not elegant, especially since he has to like get out from under Solaris and then like weightlifter style lift her up, and there's leg shaking going on. But eventually, Vance is standing there, bridal style, holding Solaris in his hands, in his arms.
And her feet and her tail are just like swinging.
Aw.
Yep. And you're just staring at him from the side. The two of you lock eyes, and it's cute.
I'm going to put you down now. So, okay.
Do you have to?
I think, yes. It's kind of like lowers.
He gently lowers you down onto your feet, grabs the torch, and you guys are now standing on the ceiling of this floor.
Are we on the ceiling or the floor, guys? Beats me.
I think we're on the ceiling.
Okay, fine, we're on the ceiling.
So Lars is going to go in and check the doors on the left.
Okay, there's actually no doors on the
Well,
left. It's the doorways.
The entryways, yes.
Sorry, okay. Yeah, you poke your head in. It takes a second because so you walk across the ceiling, and essentially what you hit is a chest-high wall that you have to look over and through in order to see into the room. And as you glance on in, it's another kind of destroyed area. Obviously, lots of wrecked parts of the wall. It looks like the two rooms that would normally be on this side of the floor, the wall in between them had collapsed. And so what you see is kind of one longer big room, and you can actually look down and see the other entranceway of about 50, 60 feet down. And on the ceiling is a mess of stuff. You see paperwork and a couple of books scattered about. You see a broken table, and you get the sense that maybe the table didn't survive the switch in gravity the same way you did. There's a couple of boxes that have also been flung up there. One of them has this large lock on it, and a backpack, kind of like some of the traveler's packs that you guys have, with some rope curled around the side, and a bedroll that has flopped out, just sitting there, lying, waiting, doing nothing.
And when you say flopped out, like it was opened, or it was like it hit and just exploded open?
It looks like it hit and it was attached. Like you guys have the bedrolls that roll up
Okay.
and for backpacks, and it looks like this was one of those. And when, assumably, this pack hit the new floor, it released and unrolled, and it's now kind of disheveled.
Okay. So Lars is going to walk over and kind of grab the box with the lock on it and pack and take it back to the group.
Okay, it's actually a rather large box. It's about 4 or 5 feet high by 4 or 5 feet wide. When you try to lift it, it doesn't feel like it's terribly heavy, but it's a large box.
I found a large box, guys.
Cool.
It seems locked.
Okay.
Also a bag of stuff. It looks like someone was here before us.
If it's locked, I think I have lock picks with me. If I could go try and open said box.
Give it
Do
a
you
go.
have permission?
I don't think I need permission to break into something. Isn't that the point?
I guess.
Exactly.
If you would like to attempt to pick the lock, yep, I believe you do have thieves' tools. So
I would love to attempt to pick the lock.
Awesome. Go ahead and make a sleight of hand check, and you'll do that. You'll add your proficiency bonus onto that, and
Oh.
I believe the lock picks give you advantage, but I might be wrong about that. But I'll give you advantage. Why not?
Okay. Well, the first roll was a 19 plus 3 plus 2.
Okay.
So,
Oh yeah, then you don't even need. You expertly you pull out your lockpicks and very easily open this lock, throw it to the side. The box flips open, and inside there's what looked like a random collection of stuff. The box itself is kind of half empty, which is why, Solaris, you were pretty sure that you could lift it if you needed to. There seems to be a couple of different things. There's a quiver of arrows, but there's only 3 arrows in it. There's a shield in the box that it's a little disturbing. It has a face of a humanoid on it, and the humanoid has a big gaping mouth, kind of in a wide scream. It's going on the front of the shield. And there is a smaller box in it that has what looks like some fine scroll work. It looks like a really nice smaller box, longer than it is tall, and a couple of books that you'd have to pull out and inspect to really be able to read.
Is this your stuff, Jack?
Jack leans Ponyboy's head on in, looks at everything, leans back and goes, "None of this is mine."
well, if
Does
no
that
one's
make
calling
it ours?
arrows, yeah. If no one's calling dibs, can I just take those arrows for myself? No? Is that against someone's morals?
I've decided I am now a ranger. I will have the arrows.
You know what? Go for it, dude. Follow your dreams.
That was another joke. Oh, my sense of humor is falling flat today. Can I have the screamy shield?
I think that's more suited towards you.
Okay, I want the screamy shield, and I picks it up and he tries to make the same face as it. He's like, ah, ah, ah.
Meanwhile, Freya's just like taking all the arrows and putting it into her own quiver, just happily rifling through someone else's stuff.
Yeah, sure. As I said, there's 3 arrows in there. As you pull them out, there's 2 of them that are made out of they're heavy. They're almost feel like they're made out of stone, and they're black, just black shaft, black head. The feathers on the back are black. The other one seems like a normal arrow, but all 3 of them feel like you need to roll an Arcana check.
It's a weird way to feel.
Got a 13
Since
plus 1, 14.
Okay. You feel it's hard with all of the magic in this floor because it's kind of getting in the way because everything feels a little magical, but no, you're pretty sure these are magic arrows of some sort. But you're not exactly sure what's going on.
Magic arrows are probably good for killing things.
And
Good
Vance,
find.
the shield that you pull out, Freya, as you are attuning to your arcane senses, the shield is magical too. You're not exactly sure what.
Okay, I assume it's good. Okay, but I'll just put it on my back for now. Is that can I tune if I just like wear it on my back, or can I?
You'd have to spend a short rest with it, which you guys can do if you'd like. The arrows themselves, you don't have to attune to, but until you know exactly what they do, you don't know. But the shield you have to attune to.
Can I use my identify spell so I can? It says if it's a magic object, I can learn the properties and how to use them. That is like the perfect thing that you can do. And if I remember correctly, I believe identify, does it say that it is a ritual? It says it's a first level instantaneous spell.
Yeah.
It says casting time 1 minute, school divination.
Yeah, identify also has that little R right next to it. And
Does it? Oh,
Yep.
it does. You're right. It does.
And what that means is that you can cast it as a ritual, which means you don't actually have to spend a spell slot if you're willing to take the time and hang out. I think usually it takes about 10 minutes. You can cast it as a ritual, and you can do that over and over and over again. So if you would like to try to identify some of this stuff, you don't actually have to spend a spell slot if you're willing to spend the time.
And it's like 10 minutes of like real time?
Oh, well, it's 10 minutes. Yes, we're going to sit here quietly for 10 minutes.
For 10 minutes. Yeah, I feel like there's a lot of magic going on. We are getting closer to probably more death and destruction. I'll make sure that these aren't evil and going to kill us. I'll spend the time.
Okay. Are you going to do? What would you like to do first? Why don't I ask it that
My arrows.
way? Okay. You.
Well,
sorry. Go
while
ahead.
she's doing that, could I just attune to the shield on its own? Because I mean, I can probably do it at the same time if you're doing a short rest while she's doing ritual.
If you would
I
like,
don't know
yeah.
how long.
Short rest is. I usually make it about 30 minutes. So if you'd like to take a short rest and just kind of sit and attune to the shield, Freya can cast Identify a couple times so she can get the arrows. Solaris, you watch as your two friends immediately grab goodies out of the box, go, ooh, and then sit and start staring at them. What would you like to do during this 10 to 30 minute short rest?
She's looking around. There was books in there, right?
Yeah, there were 3 books actually.
All right, so she looks and she kind of like follows them and picks up the books and starts kind of looking through and figuring out what they are.
Okay. They are fortunately written in common, and you look over onto the spines of all of them. The first one seems to be a tiny little book. It's all of them are fairly well preserved, and it says the Tome of Calamitous Rituals. And when you leaf through it a little bit, it seems to just be listings of arcane information. You're not quite sure what you're looking at. The second book is the Divinity Manuscript, and it's huge. And as you flip through it, it kind of actually looks like the book that Vance uses whenever he is talking about gods and wants to look up information about gods. It kind of looks like that. And the third one is also kind of a thicker tome. It seems to be, it's actually a pulp novel that you are familiar with that's been going around the Sword Coast. It's called Escape from the Hallowed Swamp of Terror. This is part 6, The Undead Are Back for More, with an exclamation point. And you...
Does it say this is part 6 in the title as well?
It does say part 6. It's written by an author that you are familiar with because you've seen these pulp novels around, Tugfoot Tealseal. It's up to you whether you've read any of his books, but you do recognize the book, and it's part 6.
She has not read part 6.
Okay.
She's only read the first 4 parts. So, so she takes the Divinity Manuscript.
Okay.
And what is it? What is? Or I mean, she takes all 3 of them. But Vance, so you're looking over your shield right now, or?
Yes, I'm trying to make the face of the shield so I can understand it better.
Okay.
Are you actually spending 30 minutes attuning
Yes.
to the shield, going?
Yes.
Excellent. I love it.
So Solaris sits down, kind of like with an eye shot of Vance. And it's like opens up the Divinity Manuscript because she kind of recognizes that like he has something similar.
Yeah.
To be like, and she starts reading through it, but like not really reading through it, but trying to show him that she's reading through it and interested in it.
Sure.
Vance doesn't notice. He's just screaming at the shield.
Actually, Vance, go ahead and roll a perception check.
Okay. Ooh, that's a good one. 19.
Yeah, so attuning to the shield takes most of your concentration, but you are not blind to the world around you. And especially after about 5 minutes of going, your face could really use a rest. And so there's a moment when you kind of blink and relax your face to go back into the... When you see that Solaris has sat down next to you and is leafing through a book, and she happens to be turning to the page on Rao.
Oh, you got a Bible book for dummies too?
Yes, I am very interested in this subject.
Well, why did you mention this before? We could have talked about this all the time. What is your favorite god of the 200 top?
What is your favorite god of the 200 top?
Right now, Rao, of course. You know,
I also like Rao.
Great. That's cool.
Rao is my favorite. He or she is my favorite, or it.
I didn't realize we had so much in common, Solaris.
There is a lot of things you might not know about me that we might have in common.
Oh.
And she shifts, like, scooches over to him. Show me some of your favorite gods.
Okay. Takes out his own book, I guess. Is this gonna mess with my tuning?
No, I'll say as long as you're just having a friendly conversation, you can still
Okay.
like. you're
So
half
far.
distracted. Yeah, for the moment
so
it's
far.
it's a nice
Yeah, we'll see
conversation.
how far this goes.
Yeah, but for the moment, no, it's not going to mess up your tuning.
Okay, but I think I have to keep this face the whole time. And he takes out the book and he starts like forking through it. And I'm gonna say he's bookmarked a couple of the gods he's already done. So maybe he'll flip some of those to show her.
Sure. Any god in specific?
Not off the top of my head. I mean,
Then roll a d20.
At this point, she's just not
12.
even looking at the book. She's just looking at him.
Sure. Oh God, I've lost. Here we go. I'm sorry. What did you roll?
12.
12. Timora, which is interesting considering you have all indicated that this was a temple to Timora at one point in the past, and Timora is the opposite sister of Bathsheba. So it's interesting that that's the name that comes to your mind.
I was a big fan of Timora in the past, which coincidentally is the temple that we were in previously. Do you know anything about Timora?
Tell me all about Timora.
Let me search my research banks.
Solaris, are you actually asking just to have conversation, or do you not know
no,
anything?
She understands that this is the Timora temple, but at that point she doesn't care. This is like the longest, most intimate conversation they've ever had. So she's like her brain is not there.
This is
Okay.
true.
Well, Vance, I guess he'll talk about Timora and being the sister of Bathsheba. He doesn't catch on that she's not paying attention to what he's saying, but he's excited to share what he knows.
So, like all of your interactions, there's a total miscommunication about why, and Vance is basically giving you the absent-minded professor lecture, while Solaris is the smitten student with anime eyes sitting next to you.
All while with the face of...
Yes, with that face, absolutely. Yeah. Unless there's anything else you would like to say, I don't want to ruin this moment. I would like you to just continue for the next hour because I'm fascinated. I basically want a whole side story of just the two of you flirting with each other because it's beautiful.
While Freya just skeptically watches.
Yes, looking at these arrows. But after let's say this, while they're having that conversation, Freya, you finish with your first casting of Identify on what you suspected, and turns out to be true, are two unbreakable arrows. They are literally, those are the black shafted ones. These arrows can't be broken except when it's within an anti-magic field. And basically, there is no way for you to break these. Are you proficient in a longbow?
I am proficient in, hold on 1 second. I am proficient in a short bow.
Okay. If you happen to ever want to use a longbow, then you get some extra stuff with these arrows. But for now, if you use these arrows, there's pretty much no non-magical way of breaking them. And
Can I also stab someone with them if they are not? Oh, I'm also proficient in a longbow. I just checked. I just have a short bow on me.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, so proficiency with a longbow allows you to add your proficiency bonus to the attack roll for any attack you make with it. So if you pick up a longbow, you'll be able to add some extra bonuses to your attacks.
Lovely.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
And to answer your question, yeah, if you wanted to Hawkeye it up and grab an arrow and stab somebody with it, you absolutely can. It kind of becomes an improvised weapon at that point, so you're not going to do nearly as much damage. And at that point, and you would know this as a practiced rogue, at that point you might as well just pull out your daggers.
Understandable.
So, and then you sit down to work on the other arrow. Vance, you go back to... And eventually, after a short rest, an interesting thing happens. As you guys continue to have this conversation about Timora and about gods and this temple and this absent-minded conversation that you're having, you do attune to the shield. And as you continue to talk with Solaris, the shield relaxes its face and starts to mimic your face. and you now know that the shield will actually just mimic whatever facial expression you want to have on it. The front of the shield, you can use a bonus action to alter the face's expression.
Great! And he tests it out, going, oh, like Homer in like the Halloween episode.
And it goes,
the Shining. Yeah. Exactly.
Yep.
And it does that.
Yep.
Wow.
It's a humanoid
you
face.
seen this, Solaris? Hey, what face am I making? And he puts the shield in front of him and he goes, oh.
And it goes,
You are making an excited face, or startled, or happy.
Oh, no.
You seem to be happy, and I am happy.
Cool. Thank you. And he puts it back. This is my new favorite thing. I'm very jazzed about this.
and if you'd like to use it, it is also a regular shield that'll give you a +2 to your armor class. And I think you already have a shield, but if you want to swap
Yes.
them out, it'll do the same exact thing. It just has a fun face on it.
Okay. Vance puts his old shield down and kind of pats it sadly and says, "That'll do, old friend. That'll do." And then picks up the new shield and makes it do a sad face for the old shield, and then just starts walking away. He feels like he shouldn't be near the old shield anymore.
Oh, you leave your old shield behind?
Yeah.
And Solaris is just sitting there, just like, and she kind of like pats the shield as well. She's like, I'm not sure what's happening.
Freya just follows behind, just shaking her head. Can't believe she's traveling with these people.
Well, Freya, as you do that, you did do the second round of Identify on that one other arrow that you picked up. Since you were able to do 2 ritual castings of this in the time that he's taken to attune to his shield, that one extra arrow that you have, you know this to be a walloping arrow. This ammunition packs a wallop. A creature hit by the ammunition must succeed on a DC 10 strength saving throw or be knocked prone.
And is this a one-time use?
This is a one-time use, but when you use it, it not only will do damage, but it can knock them prone.
And I can use this one on my short bow?
That one you can, yes. You can actually use both of them with your short bow, but the longbow just gives you extra stuff.
And look who we have.
Hey.
Hey! You made it!
I'm so sorry. The 2-hour delay in Atlanta killed me.
That's all right. Well, and Ponyboy is dead. We've already buried him. It's all right.
I'm dead?
Yeah.
Can we resurrect?
No, actually, an interesting thing happens as you guys finish your short rest and Vance attunes to his new shield and everything happens. You hear this, and the flump unwraps its tentacles from around Ponyboy's head and pulls back and says,
I believe he has come to.
and Ponyboy, as far as you remember, the last thing that happened is you guys were taking care of this flump, this crazy jellyfish-type creature who was looking for help getting back home and had warned you about some of the lower levels, and you headed downstairs. You encountered a door to the next level. You went to go open the door, and now you're standing on the ceiling with your friends.
What happened, y'all?
Odie boy. Hey, take a look. And he puts up the shield and he does a surprise happy face and tries to wave with it. I don't think you can wave with it. So
No, there's only the face. So Vance holds up this shield that has a stylized humanoid face on it, eyes, mouth, nose, the whole 9 yards. And as Vance holds it up, the face was originally frowning, and it shifts and turns into a smiley face. And it looks a little bit like Vance.
That's weird. Kind of cool. I don't know how you did it, Vance, but this is kind of cool.
yes. Also, take a look. You're on a new floor. We're on this. We were on the ceiling, and then the floor is up there. Look, the gravity's all wibbly wobbly. It's really cool.
Have I been drinking again? Am I drinking? Am I dreaming? What's going on?
The flump speaks up for a moment and says,
No, you were just poisoned. But you are okay now.
Oh, good. Well, what do we do now? How do we get off the ceiling or the floor or wherever we are?
New floor.
Ceiling.
as
Are
you
we good with this? Are we good with this setup? Y'all feel good about this?
It's kind of cool. We were just hanging out here for a while.
you see
Vance
that
caught me.
Kinda. You see that Solaris is holding a stack of books. You see Freya has a couple of arrows in her hands. Vance has been showing this new shield. As you look around, you see that they've been pulling stuff out of this large box. As you stand on the ceiling looking down at what feels to you like the floor is covered in random pieces of paper, and there looks to be a pack over on the side that looks kind of like your pack, your explorer's pack.
Is that mine?
It's not your specific stuff, but it looks like yours. It's got a rope along the side, and it's got what looks like a bedroll has come loose next to it.
Hey, you guys, it looks like someone else has been here. Maybe?
We already went through his stuff or her stuff.
We haven't gone through the pack yet. Who's up for more free stuff? I know I am.
Okay.
I'm down to check it out. What did y'all get so far? Anything a Dragonborn can use?
You want a book? We found books.
I'm going to skip on that book.
All right, well then let's go check out that pack.
And Solaris is just holding onto the books tightly like those are her.
Oh.
All right, if you guys want to check out the pack and the paperwork, I'd love all of you to roll perception checks.
I also wanted to ask, I was going to bring this up, but I was hoping to roll a hit dice when I was taking a short rest.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. And actually, Ponyboy, now that you're back, even though you didn't experience a short rest, if you'd like to sing a song of rest, everybody can get some. Actually, Vance, you might be the only one who lost hit points.
Yeah, I shouldn't need it. It's okay.
Okay. No, so I was going to sing something, but I guess I don't need it. But I did roll my perception.
Actually, always down for a song.
Me and my merry crew of adventurers took 2 weeks off of a break, and now we're back to see what happens and see if we can get off this ceiling. I don't know. Floor.
Awesome.
Yay.
There you go. All right. So Song of Rest. So you get an extra D6 that you can roll, Vance.
Okay.
Thanks to
I'm
Ponyboy. Yep. He may have lost 30 to 45 minutes being in a stupor, but he is incredibly quick to just jump back in with a song when asked.
It happens.
Perfect.
It happens to drunkards. I did roll my perception check, and I hit a crit 20. My first roll of the day, and I hit a 20.
Nice.
Amazing. I got an 11.
14.
9.
Okay. Vance, you, after tuning to the shield, and now you get this song, you take a moment to bind some of the wounds, put some salve on your back where you know there's going to be bruising in the morning, but it feels a little bit better now. So you're a little distracted doing that. Solaris and Freya, all of you kind of head for the pack, but you're also looking at the papers that are kind of scattered about. You see there's some writing on some of them. You do notice that the pack seems to be opened and fallen over on its side, and the two of you dig through it together, and it does kind of look like the pack that you guys would bring with you if you were going to be out adventuring. It's got some basic supplies in there. You find some old food. You find an extra set of clothing, although it smells like it might have seen a battle or two, and you do find some dried blood on it. It does seem to be for a human male. Nothing. Oh.
Yes, Vance.
That's B. Sorry, I was just reacting.
Would you like to do more than react?
I'll wait till everyone else talks about the stuff. I don't want to jump away.
Hey, listen, I'm just the dungeon master. You guys are the ones there. So if you want to I am more than happy to stop talking for a little while.
Is it a fashionable piece of clothing?
Roll a perception check.
How good is his fashion taste is the question.
Well, that's a different question. Only you can answer that.
16.
It's pretty simple, which is nice. I mean, simple is classic and always works. Yeah. It does seem to be threadbare, and it's a shirt and a pair of pants and what looks like an over jacket. And as Freya is pulling them out, the shirt itself is stained with blood along the side. It's got this, and it's old blood. It looks like it's been there a while, and that puts you off a little bit. Blood isn't fashionable, not really. Mm-hmm. But it's up to you whether you want it or not. But it does seem to fit a standard human male size. You dig through the pack a little bit more. You find some flint and steel. You find a quill and some ink. Nothing really that exciting. Ponyboy, having come back to your senses and taking in thing with fresh eyes.
Let me take it all in, my friends. Let me take it all in.
You notice that they all seem to be handwritten notes, and you recognize the handwriting. This seems to be Piedar's handwriting. This is the same handwriting that was on that note that you guys found in the Darkdraft farm. This is the same handwriting that's outside on the sign that says that it's closed for renovations. It's his writing. And as you start kind of digging through and picking up the pages, and they're just scattered everywhere. It looks like, maybe he had a binder full of these notes that just went everywhere. And a lot of it is diary type stuff as you flip through. Today I had pizza. Nothing really that interesting. But some of it catches your eye. Some of it you see are notes that seem to be stuff that he wrote down before he brought an army of zombies out to the Darkdraft farm. You find one that's specifically talking about needing to find a place to bring about 25 unwanted zombies. I've got too many of these and I don't know what to do with them. And you flip through a couple of more notes and you see an entire page in Piedar's handwriting of him writing, Piedar Logan, cleric to Bathsheba. Piedar Logan, cleric to Bathsheba. Kind of the same way like young teenage girls will write their name, except it'll be, Mrs. Piedar Logan, and Mrs. Piedar Logan. It's kind of that. And like the handwriting gets more assured as it goes on down. But what is the most interesting is the page that you find that at the top that it says, he calls it the death curse.
Hey, you guys, I think I found something. This is crazy. It's Piedar, and for sure it's Piedar. He's signing his name over and over again.
That is pretty damning evidence.
That's creepy.
He's a little narcissistic, possibly. But what's up with this death curse thing? And what is it? Yes, Dungeon Master?
You read over the note, and it basically details a conversation that he had between him and this other person, this other being. And it goes on to say, apparently there's this death curse, and that's the reason that I've got the big black mark. I'm a little upset. It's one thing to be told that suddenly the goddess that I was praying to is no longer mine. It's another thing to be told, oh, and by the way, you're about to die again. But the angel tells me that anyone who has died and then brought back is suffering from the same thing I am. So I need to get this whole temple done quickly. I don't know how much time I have left. I'll try to petition for more time, but nothing has worked so far. Maybe I can find something to help me stave this thing off or cure myself. But when I asked, he just laughed. I don't think he cares. And then that's the end.
Wow. This guy, Piedar, is an avid journalist. He's a great diary writer. But I think I figured out the whole dark mark thing with the zombies. He's trying to figure out a way to live here. They're in trouble. They have a death curse on them.
So if we kill him and stop the temple, does Marianne die too?
Yes, it looks like this. They're all gonna die.
This is a fucking moral dilemma, isn't it?
Yes, and as the resident chief on morality here, I should also point in that he's referring to a different figure, a him figure that's given him this curse, not Bathsheba. So Bathsheba seems to be a whole different thing entirely.
Oh,
seems
we're
like
talking another god.
We're barking up another tree here.
Are we not trying to kill Fancy Pants Ryder over there? Are we killing someone else? Who are we killing? I just want to kill something.
Okay, well, let's slow your roll there, Mr. Kills a lot. How about we talk to Peter, what's his name?
Piedar.
Yeah, sorry, I'm not good with names. And then we figure out what he's doing, and maybe we can help him finish it, but also say, don't go dumping zombies in the town, and then, hey, we all end up happy.
Ponyboy, you get the sense as you've been flipping through these pages, while this seems to be the most detailed that you found, the thing that you notice, the through line, is that this guy knows that he's dying again. He's trying to finish this dungeon temple to Bathsheba before that happens. And then he's hoping to find some other way of saving his life, but it doesn't look like the two are related. At least he doesn't think so. He's just like, I need to finish this thing before I die, and I've been told that because I got resurrected, I'm just going to die again.
So we get to kill him either way. I'm good with this. Okay.
You can thank Ponyboy's natural 20.
Thank you, Ponyboy,
You're
for
welcome.
figuring out that we do get to kill him, but maybe we can extort information from him before we kill him. Torture and then kill. I think this is a great plan, everybody. Let's get off this ceiling.
New floor.
Right, sorry, let's get off the new floor.
The new floor. Vance, what do you? What's the plan? Are we gonna kill him?
I think we should talk it out as much as we can, and then we should have a secret anti-safety word that we say, and then that's when Freya knows to go all killy, you know?
I like this plan. I like this idea.
Do we have an idea for an anti-safety word?
The Flump speaks up at this point and says,
I don't want to do this too often, but if we get closer, I can read his mind.
Oh.
Better
Okay.
idea. Better idea.
If you have specific questions, I can try to get the answers to a few. But once he knows I'm looking, he might be able to stop me.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, that's very brave of you for offering, and I try to pat the head of the Flump, but I don't know if that's also like acceptable in their culture. So
you kind of grab it right between the eye stalks, and the whole body kind of every time you do. Like, there's no weight to this being when you do that. And its eye stalks just kind of do one of those, but it doesn't seem to react.
Well, it seems like Piedar knows who set this curse, right? So that's a question. Who did this? No? Anybody?
Yeah, that's
that is definitely a question.
Yeah.
Who cursed you all with this undeath? Also, how do you think you're going to cure it? And you know, what are you gonna do with this Bathsheba temple? I guess those are the three I can think of.
Yeah, agreed.
Let's get that answer.
I would like to know what his favorite color is.
Awesome.
That'll be number 4 if we have time.
Yeah, I think if we have time, favorite color, definitely solid question.
Do you think that could be a question we could ask?
After the first ones, but for sure, if good old Jack here is still in his mind, favorite color, on the list, right, everybody?
Right.
Yes.
And how about we'll go one step further and we'll make the anti-safety word one of our colors. So when we respond in turn and we know that it's not going well, I'll say fuchsia. And then when I say fuchsia,
Kill him.
all hell breaks loose. Yes.
And Freya just looks over. Is fuchsia your favorite color?
Hell no. It's so out of style. That's why it's the kill word.
Understand. That makes sense.
Yes. It's pink. Mine's pink.
So fuchsia is bad.
Fuchsia is bad, and that's when I kill him. Just
Right.
Sure.
Clearing this up. Cool. Good. All right.
What now?
Break.
We have
We
to
gotta
get
go find Piedor.
off the ceiling, though.
How do we? I don't even know how we got up here.
New floor.
New floor. Yes.
Can we just jump?
We could. There's a
Let me
door
try
on the
to
other side.
jump. Oh,
Wait, you're
You
so
jump
tall. You can
and you just kind of. It feels like normal to you. It feels like what you're standing on would be the ground, and everything reacts like normal. It's just as you look around, the visual cues are that you're on the ceiling.
this is so crazy. You guys somehow turned gravity upside down while I was asleep.
We didn't do it. Someone
We're
else
very
did.
powerful. winks at camera.
So the door on the other side, like down the hall, is it just a normal door? Can we just open it?
You want to go take a look?
Yes.
Sure.
I would love to go take a look.
You head on over. The hallway is still cleared. The room at the end of this section seems empty, and it seems like a normal door. It's a little hard to reach because as you are hanging down from the ceiling, the door handle is a little bit out of everybody's reach. If you'd like to, you can inspect it, and you can give me an investigation check for what you can reach.
I'm pretty tall. I want me to
That
reach it.
is 13 plus 1. 14.
14? Okay. Yeah, Ponyboy, if you want to inspect it, if you want to give me an investigation check as well, since you are super tall, you can just barely reach the handle with your height.
Well, my inspection, do I add something to it?
It'll be an investigation check. So.
Oh, yeah. So 7 plus 1, it's only 8.
Okay. The two of you kind of do your best to look at the door. Does not seem to be trapped, and Ponyboy, as you reach up and kind of grab the handle, just barely, you can't quite get your claws around it, but you do kind of scrape the handle enough that it moves, and so you think that the door is unlocked, but you need to figure out some way to actually open it while you're standing on the ceiling.
Feels unlocked, guys. Hey, why don't I give you a boost?
Or I'll climb on top of you.
Awesome.
Yeah, I can just climb you. You're 7 feet tall.
Giddy up. Giddy up.
Do I need a
Giddy up on Ponyboy.
Give me an acrobatics check, Freya. I'll give you advantage as I'm assuming that Ponyboy is assisting you like you were a cheerleader in making sure that you don't fall over, kind of thing, as you climb him.
Good, Freya. Giddy up. All right, get on my shoulders.
with advantage, I got plus acrobatics. That is 21.
Excellent. You deftly scale him like a ladder, and you actually end up standing on his shoulders, and Ponyboy is a nice solid base for you. And now that you're standing on his shoulders, it's very easy to reach up and grab and pull the door. And it's awkward, but you manage to kind of move out of the way and duck out of the way and pull it open. And you can see what you're familiar with is the stairwell that's the switchback stairs leading what should be down to the next floor, but of course it's going in a weird opposite direction because you're on the ceiling.
So kind of like Jack did, attached to Ponyboy's face, can I like carefully lower myself into the better gravity? Is that physically possible?
Describe to me how you'd like to do that.
So first, climb down Ponyboy, get on the floor.
Okay.
And, or shit, no, I have to be tall enough to do that. That's so confusing. Gravity is so confusing.
Can I just throw her through the door?
Yeah, actually, that's a better idea. Can he chuck me?
Absolutely.
Chuck her through like 1 foot in my hand and like kind of.
Yeah, like a cheerleader.
Like a cheerleader, but I'm gonna. Hopefully, you land the right way. I'm just gonna throw you as hard as I can into that door.
Okay.
Not as hard.
Not as hard.
As hard as you can.
Not as hard as I can, but I'm gonna like throw you into the door, and hopefully you land the right way.
All right.
Say your new catchphrase.
Which is what?
Giddy up. That's
Giddy up.
Yeah.
Up. Giddy up.
All right.
Giddy up.
Ponyboy, I need a, let's go with a strength check from you. Freya, I need an acrobatics check.
All right.
Give me some numbers.
While this is going on,
no.
Solaris looks at Vance, goes, "Can I climb on you?"
I suppose we should both try. Okay, I guess I'll do it.
And so she awkwardly tries to climb on top of Vance, even though it's like not nearly enough height.
Yeah. Like,
are you trying to
3 foot shorter?
Yeah, I was about to say, are you trying to do the same chucking thing, or you're just trying to climb up him like a cheerleader?
Just pretty much trying to climb up him.
All right, then Solaris, I would love a dexterity or an acrobatics check. And Vance, are you trying to support her?
Yeah. I'll try it.
Then I'll give it to you with advantage as Vance is doing his best. As for our flying through the air like trapeze artists, give me some numbers. Who got what?
Thank goodness for my acrobatics skill, because I am 20 in total.
Oh, well, my strength, I had rolled a 5 plus 1, so 6.
Okay.
You put your foot in the wrong way my hand, and when I did it, it was like you slipped a little bit.
Yeah, Ponyboy is, Freya, you don't look like you should be heavy. Like you're a very well...
Heavier than I thought.
Yeah, but like you're muscle. You've got no body fat. You are all muscle. And so despite the fact that Ponyboy towers over you, he's not expecting a lot of resistance when you put your foot down. But, oh, geez, no. And he doesn't really give you quite a lot of heft. Fortunately, you leap off of him. You don't get a ton of distance, but you angle through the doorway. And as you fly through, kind of sailing on through, you feel the awkward shift of gravity as you pass through the archway of the door. Your stomach churns, and you instinctively roll and land on the floor. And now you're looking through the doorway up at the ceiling at your friends.
And I stuck the landing, and I'm waiting to see how hilarious their landings are going to be.
Meanwhile, Solaris, what was your acrobatics check?
I got a 16.
16. All right. Freya and Ponyboy were professional cheerleaders in their lifting and throwing. You guys, it's not quite as stable, but you still managed to, with Vance's help, climb and stand on his shoulders. And so now you're kind of looking through the doorway where Freya is now on the appropriate part of the wall, the floor.
Can Freya reach me? If she reaches up and I reach up, can our hands meet?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Can I try and help down in a way?
Sure. So you're going to jump off and then be aided on to the other side?
Yes.
Sure. Go ahead and roll a dexterity check, and I'll give you advantage since Freya is helping.
All right. That is a 10 and a 12.
All right. 12 total?
12 total.
Okay. Freya, you're able to pull her through the door, so she definitely gets through basically the doorway into correct gravity. Solaris, your landing isn't pretty, but you do land and not take any damage, thanks to your more acrobatic friend's help. And now the two of you are in correct gravity again.
Thank you, Freya. You are my hero and best friend.
That is what I'm here for.
Ponyboy, you're left holding your bunny companion, looking through this doorway. And Vance.
I'm in a yo Vance, I can reach the door sill. I'm gonna try to do just a pull up into the door and kind of shimmy my way through it and hopefully land on the right way.
Okay, you all have fun. I'll just be on new floor.
If I need it, can you just push my feet up as I'm kind of going through?
You got it. But anyone think of how to get old Vance up there? I'm in chainmail and a shield. I'm not so light.
When I'm halfway through the door, I'm gonna grab you.
How strong are you? What do you think you are?
I don't know. Like if we get through it, maybe the gravity on the other side is gonna pull me through with you.
Gravity doesn't suck you in.
What if we all have rope? What if we throw a line towards Van, grabs it, then all of us pull him through?
Rope is a much better idea.
You're right. I don't know if in the middle of gravity, if it just splits my body in two.
That would also be bad.
That would also be bad.
That'd be really bad if it just disconnected and one went up and one went down.
Well, you haven't seen that happen to your other two friends, but they sailed on through. They didn't stop, so you never know what's about to happen.
Yeah. So I'm gonna
plus gravity.
I'm gonna giddy up myself here on this door sill.
Okay.
Shimmy my way through.
All right. I would love for you to make a athletics check, please.
Okay, let's try it. Bam! 18 plus 3, 21.
Despite the fact that you are still cradling a bunny in your left hand, you reach up with your superior height and your strong dragonborn muscles, and you don't necessarily vault in, but you are able to kind of one-handed pull yourself up. You get yourself onto what would be the top of the doorway.
Right.
And there's this weird, awkward moment in where you feel your feet being pulled to the ceiling as now your head and the upper part of your torso, as you lean through the doorway, are being pulled towards the floor. And it's not pulling you in twain, But you do feel like you're being pulled in two separate directions for a moment.
It's your turn, Vance. Giddy up.
Giddy up. I love it. Okay. Does anyone have the rope? Let's see what the rope does when you throw it through that'll be cool.
I have rope in my pack, I'm pretty sure.
All right, so Ponyboy, are you hanging there, or are you going to continue and go through to the other side of the door?
I'm going to continue.
Okay.
Keep going.
So you then kind of do a flip at just the right moment, land, poof.
With the bunny.
With the
extending
bunny.
the bunny in the air. Like, bam.
Sure, bunny
That's
is
how
here.
you guys do it. That's how you dismount.
Giddy up.
All right,
Giddy up.
Giddy up.
Freya, you said you had a rope?
I do have a rope, yes,
Okay.
in my pack with me.
What would you like to do with that?
Can I make a lasso? I'm not trying to lasso him, but at least maybe he could grab the other end of it and tie it to himself. So try and tie something that's easy for Vance to grab onto and just chuck it in his general direction, but while holding the other end of the rope.
Yeah, it's easy enough to do. You can make a little loop, and as you and you would kind of instinctually now at this point know this, as you throw it through the doorway, of course it ends up in the opposite gravity and just automatically goes whoop. And Vance, you see this rope with this little loop on it come through the door and then fall to your feet.
Sweet. I'm going to go tie it around my waist.
Yes, this is going to be probably really uncomfortable, but we are going to drag your ass through the door.
But
Go for it.
Can you run and maybe at least jump and get
that
the
sounds
seal,
cool.
and then we'll pull you in the air and hopefully get you through.
So while he's airborne, you want us all to tug and just yank him through the door?
You better pull hard so I don't hit the wall, because that's
You're
going to
gonna
be
hit the
really
wall
bad.
a little, but you have armor on, so I think it's gonna be fine.
You're right.
Sacrifice the paladin. I love it. Let's go.
Vance, I will catch you.
Okay, you better, Solaris. All right.
All right,
Are we
all
ready?
three of you pulling on this rope.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, and then Vance, what are you doing to aid in this effort?
I'm going to back up as far as the rope will let me, and then just do Harry Potter style platform 9 3/4, just run right at the wall and last minute leap as high as I can and hope that they come through and I guess I'm here and they're pulling down, so it's gonna kind of pendulum swing me towards the door. So
All right.
I'll try to judge the best I can when to jump so it'll actually swing me in, but let's see what I roll for that.
It's all with dice sands now.
Let's see what happens. All right, so
Yeah.
Vance, I would love a athletics check from you. The rest of you, all three of you are going to get a hold of this rope, but one person is going to kind of be the point person, the person in front who's going to know when to pull. Who is that going to be?
I think that's Solaris.
All right.
She wants to catch him.
Absolutely. So what I need from you is I'd like a strength check, and I'll give you advantage since you got your two friends helping you.
All right.
Vance, what'd you get?
21.
Nice.
Bam.
That's a 14 and a 4. So 14.
14. All right, Vance, you run and leap, and you get a really nice jump. You kind of perfectly align with the doorway, and your friends pull on Solaris's announcement. And Solaris, you're right there. You pull that rope right towards you. He's jumped perfectly, and you catch him, and bridal style, you are now holding onto Vance as he is in your arms, safe and sound.
It worked.
I caught you.
You did. Thank you. Good catch.
Thank you.
You're
Good
welcome.
jump.
You're pretty strong, Celeste. I'm pretty impressed by that catch. You're the biggest turtle I've ever seen in my life.
Thank you, Pony Boy. And while she's just staring, just
And
right
that's-
at Vance.
As Solaris is awkwardly making eye contact, Freya just walks over and unties her rope and just puts it back on her back and just backs up slowly.
Solaris is just still holding you.
Just not wanting to disturb the moment.
Can I get down now?
Do you want me to let you down?
Yes, please.
I saved you.
Yes, you did.
I will never forget this moment. And then she sets him down.
Me neither.
You hear an amused chuckle, and from the doorway, Jack the Flump, was still, from your view, now on the ceiling, slowly levitates until he is even with the door, and then you see him like a spaceship in 2001. As he enters the doorway, he just rotates and then lands. And so from your perspective, he's like upside down, and then he just rotates through the door and then is there, just like floating like it was no big deal. And he says,
"Oh, that was very sweet.
Thank you, Jack.
Thank you.
It is
nice to feel so much love. But we should go.
Love."
And you guys are on another stairway going down.
Jack, how close do you have to be to read someone's mind?
The closer, the better. We are not close enough yet. I don't know exactly where he is, but I don't feel him. There are creatures below, though. There's something dangerous, so be careful.
Do you want to hide in one of our shirts or something, and we can get up close and you won't even know you're there? I don't know. We have a bag of holding if you're feeling a little frisky. Want to dive in there and see what happens?
I do
Don't
need
go
to.
in there.
I do need to breathe, so I don't think I should go in the bag of holding.
That's a good point.
I will stay behind you and try to be safe. But you don't worry about me. I can defend myself.
Okay,
All right.
little buddy.
How do we find this Piador?
Sounds like we have some things to kill first, so let's head out. Yeah?
Let's head out.
Yeah.
All right.
Who's leading the way?
You guys
You
head...
know who's leading the way.
Vance, obviously.
Yeah, I was about to say. All right, you guys head down a familiar set of switchback stairs where once again you find yourself at a big wooden door.
Please, let's check for traps. We don't need another passed out dragon.
You got it. And I make a scrutinizing face and hold the shield up and look for traps.
Okay.
So it double scrutinizes.
Yes.
Give me an investigation check.
Natural 1, because I had a shield for my
God.
face.
That's actually kind of perfect. Doesn't seem to be trapped. Doesn't seem to be locked.
The shield doesn't see anything. I think we're good.
All right. We'll walk in there then.
All right,
Okay.
yeah.
I open the door.
All right, you
Headed.
open the door. There's a brief moment as you step forward and grab the handle and know everything's okay. You open the door and you look in, and this floor has obviously gotten a lot more attention than some of the other floors, especially the last few. There's no rubble on the ground. There's no markings anywhere. It seems to be fairly clean. You see the same layout, the hallway, the 4 doorways, 2 on the right, 2 on the left. These do have doors in them, and a open area on the far wall with another door that you can see. And everybody roll perception checks.
I got a 7.
Natural 1. I still have the shield in front of my face.
I got a 17.
I got 17 plus perception. I got a little more than 17, I think. Yeah.
Could you
18.
be more specific?
No, I'm looking for it. Plus 2. I got
Between 17 and 20.
I got 19.
19. Okay. Yeah, Vance, you haven't yet figured out that you can't actually see through the shield. You just, it's fun. It looks like you. Freya, you're distracted by the fact that there's just now this shield with Vance's face on it, just staring intently. Ponyboy and Solaris, you guys peer into the room, and Solaris, maybe it's because of being careful about changes in gravity and what you've already looked at, but you're intently scrutinizing little details like, oh, is there stuff on the ceiling or the floor? And Ponyboy, you're just taking in everything like you seem to be able to do. It seems to be empty. It seems to be devoid of anything. There's no chairs, there's no nothing. But there's a moment in where on the right side, in the door, not the door closest, but the next door, you could swear one of the rocks rolled into the room. Like it was just sitting there kind of on the corner and the door was just slightly ajar and then you just see it go and roll away.
Did you see that? Did you guys?
No.
You guys, did you see that? I don't know what
See
it is
what?
today, but I can see everything so clear. I think that nap got me seeing things real good right now. But I could swear that I saw a rock walk out the room.
Well, I see nothing, and I'm disappointed because Jack said there was going to be stuff to kill.
There is. There are things here. I don't see them, but they're here. I can kind of feel them.
I saw a rock roll or move over there.
Chuck, do you know what kind of things? Like undead? Are we talking fiends?
I
Are we
don't know.
talking...
Does anybody? Do we have a magic spell? Can we throw some? See if there's any magic in the air.
I can throw a rock.
Rocks or magic?
I feel like does any of us have that thing? If we can see if there's any magical creature.
Can I use Mage Hand to open the door from afar?
Yeah, if it's not locked, which door would you like to open?
The one that is ajar that Ponyboy says he saw something go into.
Okay. I think what's the distance on Mage Hand?
30 feet. Is
Okay.
it further than 30 feet?
It's a little further than 30 feet. You actually have to enter the hallway.
Okay.
You want to enter the hallway?
Can I cautiously enter the hallway?
You can cautiously do whatever you'd like.
All right, I want to cautiously enter the hallway because I assume 30 feet is a pretty good ways away. If the door opens and something comes running out of it, that's enough time to get ready for a fight. So,
Okay.
yeah, I want to
You,
close enough to use Mage Hand.
you very slowly enter the hallway. You see the two doors closest to the entranceway. Those are closed. But now that you're a little further in, you do notice that the next two doors are a little bit ajar. And if you'd like, you get within 30 feet and you can use Mage Hand to basically like push it open.
Yeah, gonna do that.
Okay. You push it open. Nothing seems to happen. Nothing seems to happen. And then a rock goes and just rolls across the floor into the far corner of the back room where you can't see it anymore.
See what I'm saying? You see what I'm talking about, you guys? You saw that rock walk?
I did see the rock walk.
That's what I'm talking about. What is that?
It was a rock that was walking.
Freya, roll a perception check.
19. Wait, 19 plus 1. 20.
Excellent. From the back room that has the doorway that seems that you know would lead down to another floor, where the rock rolled to, you can't see anything, but you very clearly hear what sounds like.
Are the rocks alive?
Can't kill rocks, Freya. It's gonna be hard to kill some rocks.
Listen,
not
I can try my damnedest to kill a rock. Just watch me.
Have you not seen Frozen? Me.
That is
Rocks are
another.
kill-
That is another play that I want to see. I hear the music's really good.
Are the rocks talking to each other in that room?
Does anyone speak rock? I can't believe that's a
Excuse-
question that I'm asking.
Excuse me, rocks. Are y'all talking to each other?
Freya, you hear everything is quiet for a moment more, and then you hear.
Fraggle Rock. Does
I think
Fraggle
the rocks just shushed each other.
What languages do you all speak?
I
Again.
I don't know if I speak rock.
Hold on. Where can I find that? Because I know I speak like at least maybe 3 languages.
Oh, if you scroll on down, I believe it's going to be under
It's
your
under racial traits.
Yeah, under your features, under your racial traits.
yeah.
Extra language. I can read, speak, and
sorry.
write one extra language of my choice.
And what did you choose?
It doesn't say.
Mm.
Yeah, I don't think it's under there.
Yeah, it's actually not under there.
Yeah.
Oh, it's under description, character details.
Oh, okay.
I speak Aquan, Common, Goblin, and Primordial.
Okay.
I speak Draconic, Common, and Elvish.
Okay.
I speak Celestial, Common, and Primordial.
We could be speaking Draconic to each other this whole time.
Shit!
Freya.
We could have been having secret
I
conversations.
speak Common and Draconic. I'm telling you in Draconic right now, like, go pick up that rock.
I'm telling you, Draconic right now. I'm not picking up a talking rock.
Just pick it up.
No,
Just pick it up.
absolutely not.
It don't got no mouth. It can't bite you. Pick it up.
What if they combine and try and kill me? You pick it up.
I'd be cool if it does that. Then I'll hit it with some fire or something like that.
Oh, just sacrifice the elf. That's how this is going. I see how it is.
Pick up a small rock.
You pick up a small rock.
All
What are
right.
y'all saying to each other?
You just hear the two of them.
at each other.
Yeah, basically, Dragonborn kind of sounds, at least in my world, they sound like Klingons. You just hear them yelling at each other. And it's
What happened?
weird.
Why are we all talking?
It's weird hearing that come out of Freya's mouth because it's just nothing that you've heard her speak before, but it's very loud. And Freya, as you finish yelling at Ponyboy, you do hear silence for a while more, and then you hear.
And then a walkie-talkie.
Or
Well, you don't know. You're still standing in the hallway. You haven't actually moved anywhere, and you don't see anything. You're just hearing in the direction that these things are.
Either we draw straws or we send a volunteer to go check out these rocks, because I feel like they're talking about us, and that's just not okay. What if they're gossiping about us? What if they're saying mean things about us? Don't you want to go kill them? Is that just me? I feel like that's just me.
I don't want
Yes.
them to say mean things about us. And then,
Right?
so Solar starts walking towards the talking rocks.
You enter the hallway, and as you go past the side doors for the side rooms and enter that final room, you look over to the left, and you just see a pile of rocks.
Excuse me, rocks, were you talking about us?
Roll a
Excuse me,
persuasion
rocks.
check.
A persuasion check?
Yeah.
You have to persuade a rock.
Oh. All right, so I'm going to get an extra +1. That was an 8 total.
Okay. There is a very long moment of nothing, and then one of the rocks seems to grow legs and arms and scuttle over to you. And then it goes, and then scuttles back over to the pile, and legs and arms are gone. And it's interesting, Solaris, it kind of feels to you the same way you're used to seeing turtles who have arms and legs and a head that come out of a shell and then retract back in. Except you didn't see a head, you just saw arms and a leg and legs.
I'm not entirely positive, but I don't think these are mad at us.
Okay.
okay.
Excuse me, rocks, are you mad at us?
There's a long moment, and then one of the rocks, arms and legs come back out, and it goes, and then all of them, and there's like a dozen of them, they all grow arms and legs, and then just scurry out of the room. And the rest of you, what you just suddenly see is this small little army of rocks with arms and legs running out and into the side room that Freya had opened the door with Mage Hand. And as the last one goes in, it turns around and it goes, and then the door goes, poof, slams shut.
What did you say to them?
I don't think they intended to hurt us. I didn't catch its name though, or their name.
Can you check that? Can I check the door real quick to make sure they didn't lock us in here?
Sure. You check the door. Doesn't seem to be locked. No, they closed it, but it's not locked.
Okay.
I'm gonna Solaris is gonna go in and take a look at where they were piled up before to see if there's anything in there.
It seems to just be a corner of the room. If you'd like to roll a perception check.
Sure. Can't hurt.
Never hurt.
As a 17 total.
It seems to just be an empty corner of the room now. They all left.
All right. Can I open the door and kind of look at where they went?
Yeah.
What direction they're going in?
You open the door, and it's one of the rooms from the side hallway. It's not that large of a room. It's the same room that you've been in again and again. On the first floor was the same room that had one of the some of the markings on the wall, some of the murals. This room is blank. There doesn't seem to be anything in it, although it's clean. So obviously it's been prepped in some way, but nothing has actually happened with it. But you do notice a large pile of rocks in the corner, all kind of the same roundish-shaped boulders. They're all about bowling ball size, all in the corner.
Jack,
Okay.
can you read a rock's mind?
I can try. And the flump kind of moves into the hallway and floats into the doorway. And
Yeah.
two little eye stalks come around.
Nothing?
These are elementals. I can't really read them.
Can I try to communicate with the rocks?
How would you like to do that?
I would like, because I'm very persuasive and can perform well.
Okay.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to say, through my body and words, I'm going to go like, have you seen the wizard that is here? Peodor, I don't think they know his name. I'll say Peodor, but he's the wizard. I do a wand thing and he does magic.
Roll a performance
Have you
check.
seen that guy? Okay. Performance check.
Sure.
16 plus 7
Ooh.
Ooh,
You're
is whatever. 23
is math.
is math.
Your interpretive dance is mesmerizing, and as you address what to anyone else looking would be a pile of rocks, very slowly and arms and legs appear again, and they start to kind of very cautiously swarm up to you. It's about 20 of them, and they all just kind of stand there watching you as you do this little performance. And when you're done, they all applaud.
It's great, guys. I'm really big from where I'm from. I'm not just any guy. I'm like a well-known dragon performer. They know what they see is quality, but I don't know if they got anything out of that. They like good.
Hey, art is open to interpretation, and I'm sure they got their own thing out of that. We've got ours. That's the important thing,
All right.
Well, if
I'm
they're not,
gonna pick one of the rocks up. I'm gonna pick up one of the clapping rocks and look
Okay.
at it real close. I
Sure.
want to look at it eye to eye.
God.
It tries to roll out of the way. Like, you reach down, and they all kind of start to move away as you reach down. They don't run. They don't, like, scatter, but they move away. And then the one that you go to grab for, it, like, realizes what you're doing, and it starts to run. And I need you to roll a dexterity check for me. See if you can grab this rock.
13 plus 2, 15.
Yeah, you grab it and lift it up, and you now hear very angry, and the legs and the arms are waving in the air.
Whoa, little fella. Whoa, little fella.
Show him the bunny.
It pulls out, one of its arms retracts and then comes back out with what looks like a bit of a femur and tries to hit you. But I don't think an 8 actually hits your AC.
No, I'm 13.
Yeah, so it tries to whack you, but it's not strong enough, and you hear it, and it starts trying to whack you.
Time to kill him.
Nope. Don't kill the rock babies.
I'm gonna.
The rock babies are trying to kill us. You saw what happened. They attacked first.
He tried to steal a rock baby. I would try and kill any rock baby thief if I was a rock baby.
Why are you calling them rock
Please
babies?
don't.
What else would you call them? They're rock babies.
I'm
Please
gonna
don't
put
kill
him
the
back
rock.
down on the ground and pet him one time to show him I'm not an enemy.
Okay. The 19 that were on the floor, as this one has been trying to hit you and you've picked it up, they're moving in what kind of looks like when a flock of birds is trying to evade a predator. Like, they're swarming around you and they're all chattering. And so you take this one that you've been holding onto and set it back onto the floor, and it waves its bone club at you, and you hear it go, and then it retracts its arm, and then they all scurry back into the corner and just sit there like a pile of rocks.
This is crazy. These rocks are crazy.
All right. Well, if they're not trying to immediately kill us, why don't we just leave them here and keep going? Like, what are they gonna do?
I agree. What a serene solution to this puzzle.
If they pull out another femur, I'm setting them on fire.
Okay, fair enough.
Do rocks catch fire?
No, they don't actually.
They will with enough effort.
All right.
Bunnies didn't catch fire either, but we made that work.
Don't bring up the bunnies.
Freya, from the hood, you feel the bunny shiver a little bit behind you at that mention. And Ponyboy, you're still. I've been assuming this whole time you've been carrying this bunny. I probably should have been making you roll checks or something, but whatever. So, but you.
Bunnies are with me.
Yeah, your bunny is still nestled in your arm. Okay, so you guys are gonna.
Wait, can I pet it and be like, not you? I'll never set you on fire again. I love you too much.
Again.
That does seem to calm your bunny down a little bit.
Okay, good.
All right. Well, all right. So you guys are doing what?
Is there anything else in this room they opened for, like they went into? Is there more like a hallway down there, or
Roll a
what
perception check.
Okay. 17.
Seems to just be a room. In fact, it's conspicuously empty. Like there's nothing on the walls. There's no tables or chairs. There's nothing on the ceiling. It's if it wasn't for the pile of baby rocks, nothing.
Do we want to look in a bigger room around some more? Do you guys feel?
And there are 2 other rooms on the other side to check out, right?
There's 3. Yeah, it's the same setup of 4
Okay.
rooms and
I
then
guess
the.
just do a sweep.
Sure. Everybody,
Yeah.
roll me perception checks.
16 plus 17.
Nat 20.
Ooh.
18.
Wow, we've had a lot of those today.
19 for
Oh my
me.
goodness.
What a
17 plus
solid
2.
roll.
Okay. You don't necessarily split up, but you all kind of take an area. So Freya, you kind of head into the big main room, and then Vance, Ponyboy, and Solaris all take a door that hadn't been opened yet. And all of you, as you look around, you don't see anything. Once again, it looks like everything was swept and cleaned. There's no crap on the floor. There's no writing on any of the walls. Solaris, as you open the door to the room that you're looking in, you peer around. Nothing seems to be in there. And then you hear, and through your legs, one of these little rock creatures runs. And there's like something in its hand. And it's like it's carrying it, but half of it is sticking out from the rock that it's inside, and it's like chattering to itself as it runs through your legs and around and heads into the room that the whole group of rocks are in. And it seemed to be a goldish glint to whatever it's carrying. And
Excuse me, rock friend. Are you holding a key of some nature?
And then it runs into the room.
No, come, excuse me, rock friend, and she follows it.
Okay. As you follow it into the room, it's gone across the floor and has now joined its companions in the pile.
Can I tell, do I see the gold glinting at all in the one? Can I tell which one it is?
You can tell which one it is. You don't see the gold glinting anymore from where it's landed, but you saw it move to that spot, and the rocks are not all exactly the same. They all have different colors and pockets to them. They're all just roundish. So yeah, you can tell which one it was.
Excuse me, can you show me what you have there? It looked very interesting, and I can do what you do as well. And then she retracts her arms into her shell to see if she can have common ground with the rocks.
Roll a persuasion check with advantage, since you're mimicking a rock.
That's a 2 plus 1 and a 16 plus 1, so 17.
You retract your arms and you say this, and there's a pause, and then the one that you were talking to, and it comes on over to you, and it's standing on legs, and you can kind of see this gold glinting sticking out from under it, and then it goes, and then it tries to retract into its shell, its rock, and it almost does, and then you hear a kick, and then it rolls over a little bit, and then you notice that whatever it's carrying is sticking out enough on the bottom that when it tries to hunch down into itself, that it pushes itself over, and so it rolls over, and it gets back up again and goes.
Is that thing stuck? Do you need help? I can help you get that thing off of you.
And you see now that the group of 20 that Ponyboy had been interacting with, all of them have now very slowly stood up and seem to be, they've kind of moved a little bit in your direction. The one that you've been talking to goes, and then tries to retract itself again and goes, kink, and rolls over onto its side.
And then to try to calm the things down, Solaris does the same thing where she retracts all of her arms and like just rolls onto her back to be like trying to, you know, find common ground with these rock things and to show that she's not harmful.
Do you also retract your head?
Yeah. She goes completely into her shell and then rolls on her back and then slowly like comes back out. Not to like stop, like startle them, but just enough to be like.
As you do that, what the rest of you see happen is all of the other rock creatures immediately mimic Solaris. They all retract into their rocks. And so a couple of them kind of roll a little bit as they do it quickly. The one that she had been interacting with, once again, retracts and kink, rolls over onto its side and then stands back up again and goes. And Solaris, as you come back out of your shell, it's still angrily.
Can I help you with that? And she like kind of reaches towards it very slowly.
Roll another persuasion check.
All right. That is a 10 plus 1, so an 11.
Yeah, you reach for it slowly, kind of pause for a second, and then grab it, and nothing happens. Doesn't freak out. You want to pick it up?
Yeah, I want to pick it up real carefully and see if I can kind of get a grip on whatever that thing is.
Yeah, you turn it over and you see the hole that whatever this thing is inside. And it's this weird optical illusion kind of thing, and where you look and you see the arms and the legs sticking out, and you could swear you see two little beady eyes, but you can't actually see like into this rock. But you do see sticking out a bit of something gold that you can grab a hold of and pull if you'd like.
Yes. So she says, "Hello, rock friend. You are very interesting that you have a shell like me. I'm going to try to help you with this thing." And then very carefully like goes in and kind of gets a grip on it and starts trying to pull it out, not violently, but just like trying to get it out of it.
Sure. Roll a dexterity check.
+2. That is an 11 plus 2, so 13.
Okay. You grab a hold of this thing and start to pull. There's a little bit of resistance, and the arms and the legs that are sticking out of this thing, they kind of shake a little bit, and you hear it go, but it doesn't resist, and it doesn't start to attack you. And eventually, whatever the resistance was goes, and what you pull out is what looks like a gold key. The one side is kind of a normal key that you would stick in the lock. The other side comes to a point, and you do see on the very end of that point, looks like a little bit of a bluish, blackish fluid that might be blood. And as soon as you pull it out, the thing that you're holding, you very clearly hear it go, and it's waving its arms and legs everywhere.
That gold, that key was stuck in that little rock?
Mm-hmm.
You guys, I found this key was in my rock friend here, and she sets it back down and kind of gives it a gentle little pat.
Is the rock baby okay?
Are you okay?
It immediately retracts its arms and legs like it's been doing before, except now without that thing sticking out. It plops to the ground like a rock, and you hear all the other rocks on the corner go, and then it rolls over, and the whole group of them pile up in the corner.
Oh my God.
I think it's okay now, and I have this key now.
You got rock blood on that key there.
Oh.
Solaris, what is that blue stuff?
I think it was the rock juice.
Oh,
Rock juice.
I think it's okay though. It seems to be fine. It rolled that direction with its friends.
Yes, those rocks sure do know how to roll.
Oh.
thank you, Vance.
I don't understand.
Sorry, I was quiet for a while. I wanted to chip in.
You hear the flump behind you go,
Maybe
Where could I put it?
I don't know. Clean off that key first, maybe.
Yeah, you
Excuse
don't want
me,
like a rock disease.
rock friend. Where did this key come from?
There's a moment where nothing happens, and then the whole swarm of these things stand up, and you hear, and then all of them, like a very fast swarm of ants, leave the room, go down the hallway, end up at the door at the very end of the hallway that would lead to, you assume, the next level down, and gather around the door and point at it with their little arms.
Follow those rocks.
Yeah, follow the rocks.
I think this key opens that door.
Put it in there, Solaris, and turn the key.
Good thinking.
And
Are
as
we
you
ready?
do, they move out of the way, and you put the key in there and turn it.
She puts the key in there and turns it.
And there's a satisfying click as the door unlocks.
Yay! No rock babies were harmed.
Thank
Yeah.
you,
We
rock
need to.
friends.
One is bleeding. One's ass is bleeding right
Oh,
now.
hey, rock baby that's hurt. Come to me, I'll heal you. And I get down all fours and I, come on.
Roll a persuasion check.
Okay. 8. Wait, hold on, wait. Oh, shoot, I can add stuff on. Persuasion.
If you've got some persuasion.
Oh, yeah, +4. It's a 12.
Okay. The whole swarm, now that the door is open, has kind of moved off to the side, and then they're moving back as a swarm towards the door, towards the room that they were originally found in. As you say this, one of them stops, and you're pretty sure it's the one that Solaris grabbed the key from, and it looks at you and it goes, and then rolls away.
Oh, was I just shot down by a rock baby?
I think that rock baby rejected the hell out of you.
I was trying to help. Why does no one like my help?
It's a
Okay.
rock. It's a rock.
Vance,
how did-
I like your help. Thank you for all of your help.
Oh, thank you, Jack. You're
Jack.
a good friend.
I remember when you caught me.
Yes, and you caught me back, so we're even now.
All right.
Hey,
I will
Solaris,
always
what's
get
in that door? Solaris, what's in the other side of that door?
Do we want to go through this door?
Let's
As
look
long
at-
as Vance goes first.
Let's look first.
You got it.
You guys,
I'll look.
you open the door and look, and it seems to be a very similar, once again, switchback stairs, although so it goes down about half of a flight, and then there's a landing, and then it turns and goes back the other way, continuing down, and you notice that there is a large hole in the wall, and you hear Jack go,
Maybe that leads out of here.
and he pushes past all of you and floats down the stairs. And as he gets to this hole, you can see that it's a fairly large hole. It looks like part of this wall just has a big hole in it, and he floats through it and down out of sight, and then back up, and he says,
This might lead back to my people. I should go here. We're very close to the guy you're trying to find.
Did Jack just roll out on us real quick?
"No, he's still there. He's looked through this tunnel and come back, and now he's talking to you again." He says,
Well,
Jack, hold up 1 second, and I
Okay.
go down the stairs. I follow him.
"Okay."
Or they.
He's not.
You head down halfway to the stairs to the landing, and you can see that the stairs continue down another half a flight to another door. But where you guys are is this hole in the wall, and when you look, you see that the hole leads into a cavern that's leading almost directly down. You can't even see the bottom. And Jack says, his tentacles are waving excitedly. He's like,
I think this might lead back to the Underdark. I should go here.
Should we go there?
but Jack, didn't you say you were going to help us out? Remember the partnership? We shook hands like twice.
Yes, we are close enough that I can feel the guy that you are trying to find. Do you have any questions you want answered before I leave?
Yeah, what direction is this guy?
and he lifts one of his tentacles and points through the door, and he says,
Down through there, at the other end of this hall. He is not far.
Can you read his mind and figure out who cast this death curse?
He does not know. He thinks it's something that happened a while ago.
Are you saying goodbye to us right now, Jack? Is that what you're doing?
Well, yeah. I'm afraid of fighting this guy. He seems dangerous.
Oh,
Right.
can you tell us his weakness?
He is unstable. He is not clear-minded. He can probably be confused very easily.
Okay.
He
That's
feels sad.
Does he
Oh.
know how to lift the curse?
No. He hopes by completing this temple that his goddess will help him. But that is just a hope.
What a
Freya,
tragic character.
Freya,
Yes.
Freya. And Solaris kind of grabs Freya's shoulder. Freya.
Yes, Solaris.
That was 3 questions.
He said we could ask more.
What is his favorite color?
Oh my goodness.
There's a moment, and his tentacles move back and forth incredibly quickly. And he goes,
It is fuchsia. Well, that's strange. Oh.
and the eyes on the eye stalk suddenly get very wide, and he says,
He has discovered me. I can't read him anymore, but you should be careful.
Vance draws his weapon. Then we know what must be done.
Goodbye. I'm going to try to go home. But thank you for all of your help. And good
You're
luck.
welcome, Jack.
And Pony Boy,
Yes.
your head is very comfortable.
and then it floats into the hole and waves at you with one of its tentacles as it sinks down below the ground and
Goodbye,
out
Jack.
into darkness.
Bye,
Goodbye.
Jack.
I like that guy. Can we go after him next?
Oh, no.
All right.
Okay.
Well, we have our work cut out for us, I guess. I mean, if fuchsia is his favorite color, I don't know if there's point in negotiating.
True. I say we kill him.
I think
Seems like that's what we gotta do.
let's go talk to him first. And
He
then
seems conflicted. I think we
maybe-
should talk to him a little bit.
Maybe we can use the fact that we know his favorite color to confuse him, because he's easily confused.
See, do we want to talk to him or do we want to exploit his emotional issues and bend him to our will and then kill him?
we're gonna
mean-
find out who he was talking to.
Yeah, we could. He definitely has information we could
We
use.
just gotta find out who he was talking to, and then we'll see if he wants to die or not.
Real quick, does anyone here have anything fuchsia colored? Can we use this to our advantage? I wouldn't be caught dead with something fuchsia, so I'm asking all of you.
What color is fuchsia again?
Solar starts looking through her pack.
Yellow or
It's pink.
It's a pink. It's like a bright, bright magenta pink.
I have a disguise kit. I might have something fuchsia.
Oh, do you have some makeup in there? Can we all?
I do have. I think I have makeup in my disguise kit.
Well, while you guys look through your pack and try to find anything fuchsia and decide what you need to do to prepare for this final confrontation between you and this gentleman that you've been hunting for the last couple of days, we'll stop there because it is that time. And next week, for our final episode, we'll see what happens when you go through the final door and confront a man who likes fuchsia.
Lots of hugs.
Lots of hugs.
Lots of hugs.
So very quickly, if you guys have anything you'd like to let us know that you're doing or where we can find you, Jack, why don't you go first?
Yeah, I'm gonna. I think. God, did we announce it today? I don't know. Okay, if you're watching this, Achievement Hunter is going to RTX Australia. So if you want to see me and you live in Australia, we're gonna be there. Everyone except for Gavin, who's having visa issues. But we'd love to see you come out and see us in Australia. Tickets are on sale, and it's lots of fun. And follow me on Twitter, Jack_P.
Excellent. Dante.
Follow me on Twitter at Dante Bosco or on Instagram at Dante Bosco. And I am getting my con scheduled for 2018, so I'll be posting stuff.
Nice. Kraken.
RTX.
Yeah.
Kraken.
Hi everyone. I stream on twitch.tv/Kraken, and my Twitter is @Crickmaster. I got some more streams coming up. Recently, I've been playing a bunch of old console games and reliving those memories, which has been pretty fun. Tonight is Heavy Rain, which is so goofy. But yeah, hope you guys can stop by. Thanks for watching.
Sure. And Mika.
I'm on Twitter at Mika Burton, Instagram at Mika Burton. I too am getting my 2018 con schedule together, so should be up soon. And holiday photo shoots are happening, so that's gonna be fun.
Yay!
Excellent. I'm your humble DM Lauren, also known as Obo Crazy. You can find me at Obo Crazy. You can also find me on this channel doing One Grung Above on Wednesdays. You can find us next week right here for the finale of the season as we find out what happens. And I hope I see you next encounter. Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Murder!
Bye.